Hey guys, I'm back, and this time with a new Let's Play with one of my absolute favorite games that I grew up with when I was about 13, called OMF2097. For those of you who don't know, this is kind of a Street Fighter clone that was a lot of fun to play. There was 11 different robots that you could play as that all had very special and unique moves to themselves. And as you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick playthrough of the tournament mode. And as you can see here, I can actually create my own character and design all the different stats there. I like to start things off pretty quickly with lots of agility, because without it you just start off really slow, and puts you kind of at a real disadvantage early on. And I'm right now playing as what's known as a jaguar. It's kind of based off of the animal. And my opponent here, Cosset, she's using a what's known as a shadow. The shadow is really cool, actually. It's probably one of my favorite robots to play as. She's able to create semi-translucent and semi-real hologram projections that she can attack with. The only problem is if they're kind of psychically linked to the robot, so if you hit the hologram, it also damages the host robot. And I'm about to pull a page out of Mortal Kombat here. You can actually do what's known as a scrap and destruction, which is the game's version of a fatality. And you get a neat little news reporter here who can gives you kind of a blow-by-blow about some of the major parts of the battle. And here's Plug, who gives you kind of a rundown on how well you do with your statistics, and kind of he kind of gives you a small little commentary. And then you win money to upgrade your robot and upgrade your physical abilities. Again, as you can tell, this is definitely a game back from the DOS era. However, the graphics here really aren't that bad. It really is. The reason the graphics look really bad is because of my compression software. So I do apologize about that. I hope in future videos here I'm going to find some way to make it a lot better. So this is probably my favorite arena. All the arenas except for the last one I fought in have what's known as hazards, where the background actually tries to kill you. In this stage here, you have the walls electrified, making combos that you would normally be able to do up against the wall impossible to really juggle easily. So it's granted, it deals a little extra damage when you throw them into it, but it really kind of sucks when you try and do a lot of combinations. And the higher combinations you get, the more points you get, and thus the more money you get at the end of the battle. I love making people my punching bags. Well, let's see what Sparky has to say for me here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my power a little bit more here, and maybe my agility. Try and keep everything a little bit more balanced now that I can afford to do so. Oh, it's Pretty Boy.
Ready, fight.
I hate this guy. He mouths off quite a bit throughout the game. This is the spike pit, where it's pretty obvious that the wall indiscriminately throws out spikes at you and tries to spear you against them. Kind of sucks, especially they can be really hard to dodge in the when you get going. Let's say you got a combo going off, but it's also kind of fun to get that extra hit into the combo like I just did there, making Stefan my little white bitch here. 3-hit combo. Yeah, you'll see me use all sorts of fairly common combos that I like to use. In some areas, I'll admit, I get a little cheap, and especially with my overhead throw, I'll just throw people into the walls. It works if they're gonna jump into it. Sparky's mad at me. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick up some speed upgrades. Unfortunately, those upgrades only go for the bot itself, but they do go a long way to helping. Oh, this is a nice arena, especially in concept, because you actually have fighter jets come down and shoot at you, which usually that's not so much the damage it does, it just rips the hell out of your stun bar, making it easy game for your opponent. Now, my opponent here sure is using what's known as the Thorn, that uses the special thorns on its arms there to spear you and throw you into the wall. It's got some it's very good against anti-air, as you're seeing. See if I can get a 3-hit. Haha! Nice. Yeah, Thorn robots are really good for kind of a cat and mouse baiting game. Try and lure them in, get a couple of your nasty throws in for high damage. I can't forget to do my fatality. Extra points for it if I do. Yeah, Sparky don't like it when you get hit. It means he has to work a little more. Let's go ahead and get a couple more upgrades, and then I think I'm going to probably call it good on this video here.